Hello everyone, this is Vicky Stitchnbutton, and today is the 10th of September. It is my bi-weekly Wednesday update. I have stuff and things and plans, and I have a finish and a start, and I have a giveaway, and let's get into it. So, past couple of weeks, well, my middle son's birthday was yesterday. Happy birthday. And we actually went out last week to see him and took him out to dinner. We hadn't seen him for a while, so it was nice to catch up and go get some foods. What else have we been doing? We went all the way up there. That's like 3 hours almost to get up there. He's up near Ocala. And then the next day we went over to the coast. There's a shop there called Old Time Pottery, it's called, and it's being taken over by Gabe's. I might have mentioned this before. Gabe's is a shop that I know of up in Harrisburg. I think it was like called Gabriel's. Everybody calls it Gabe's. And it's a discount shop, sort of reminds me of Burlington Coat Factory. So we'd like to be able to walk through and see all the stuff. They have some crazy Halloween stuff. I almost bought a hanging skeleton, one of those 15-inch flocked skeletons. It was a pirate skeleton. They had ones in pink and purple and green and yellow. It was crazy. And they already started pulling out Christmas stuff too, of course. But we got some stuff. I got a couple of things for the baby, of course, the grandson, and some other things. So we had fun doing that. And we went over to Culver's. We're supposed to get a Culver's here in town, but politics plays a lot into a lot of things in this town. So I guess they were gonna buy this plot of land over on one of the main highways, but there's a racetrack there. And I guess since there was no existing sewage and water lines, they were gonna have to put some in, and they had like two options. One was to hook up to the racetrack that was there, or have to do their own. Racetrack wouldn't let them hook up there for whatever reasons. Who knows? Yeah, so anyway, all that to say, don't know if we're getting a Culver's now. We have 3 Dunkin' Donuts. Now, I like my coffee, right? But we now have 3 Dunkin' Donuts. We have a place called Brown Cow, which I won't go to because there's way too much controversy going on there. Things I've heard that I don't like too much. And then there's, they just put in a 7 Brew, which is like this little hut type thing. If you were born in the late 1900s, you may remember the photo mat shops there was like a little hut. You drop off your film and go pick it up later. Yeah, it's about that size. And I've tried them once, and it wasn't that great, and the line was forever, and the coupons they wouldn't take, and it was just a mess, so I decided it's not worth my time. And now they're also putting in a Starbucks. So this town, which the city proper is only about 5 miles, the county now from, I think, north to south is about 40 miles or so. So the county's big, town is small, and we have at least 5 coffee places. We also have like 4 Dollar Generals, and I think they're putting in another one. You know, it's small town things. Anyway, so no Culver's, but it's fine. I would love to see a red robin. I would love to see a red robin. What else is going on? Yeah, so anyway, we go over to the coast just to see stuff and things and get out of town. And we ended up going to Culver's. We went to the bookstore. I went to Michael's. Not impressed with Michael's stuff. Obviously, with Joann's clothes, and there's a Hobby Lobby, and I don't shop there unless I absolutely have to. So there's that. I'm going to have to be getting basically my fabric online at this point, and I've started getting some online, and I just need to use up what I have too, so there's that. What other plans do I have? I'm already shopping for my 2026 planner. This is my 2025 planner. I put random stickers on my planners that I get throughout the year. I think my BFF gave me these ones. So, and there's other ones in there. I'm trying to think of what I want to do for next year already. I will probably be doing a WIP parade early again this year because it just makes it easier for me to make my plans for the next year if I get it done early. I do believe there's going to be more things going into the hibernation pile. I don't know. I've got different thoughts going through my head, so until I figure it out, we'll just leave it at that. Talking about planners, I have a couple of different books, and I like to be able to flip through pages, and I went and bought these magnetic bookmarks. I know, I could use a paper clip, but I don't like the paper clips. They leave the lumps in there weird, and I don't know. So I went online. I saw something about paper nips or something, these little metal things you clip on. So I went to go look for those, but they come in like a tin of 100. I don't need 100 of those. I'm not in college. I don't have to, like, yeah. So I went looking, and I ended up finding, where's the pack? I think it's a pack of, I don't know, 15. There's 15 in different colors. They're like a boho color scheme going on there. And I'm able to put them on my pages, and I've already used a couple, go figure. But I still don't need 100. Who knows if I'll ever use all of these. I found them on Amazon, by the way. I think they were like, I don't know, like $8. It was worth it. Let's go with my finish. Okay, so we'll go with the finish first. I finished my Wizard of Oz by the Little Stitcher. Here it is. This is done on 32 count linen. The color is called Kale, and it's from Vicki Clayton years ago when she was dyeing fabric. I know she's doing silks, but I don't think she's doing fabric just yet. So I was able to finish this up, and I'm loving the way it looks. It's definitely got, I think it's definitely got to be framed. Pretty sure that's going to be a framed thing. I don't know if I have one to fit right now, but that's what's going to happen with that one. I have a new start, but I'm not to that point in this pile yet, so we'll go with that. Let's just pick off what's next on the pile. Oh, another finish I did was, I will put a picture here. I did a beanie hat for a friend's daughter that had to shave her head, and I got the crochet pattern. I went on Ravelry and found the link for this, and it's hooked on, Hooked on Homemade Happiness, and it's called the Mosaic Beanie. I ended up using these two colors, which you should see in the picture. That took me, I think I started, was it yesterday? And I finished it today. Had to, pretty easy. I really like this pattern. Once I got it going, I only had to refer the pattern a little bit, but you could tell where the stitches go next. So that was also a finish. I had to stitch on Waka for, let me see, for WIP Go for this month. And I picked that up early in the month. And this is Waka. It's by Fiddlesticks AU. And Megan, Stitch and May, dyed the fabric for me. And I started stitching it before and had to take out most of what I had. So it was almost like minus 15 stitches. It was pretty much starting it all over again. And I got that eye almost done. Almost. I ended up putting in 304 stitches total. 304. I need at least 300 for each WIP go. So I do need to pick him up again soon, because there's more to stitch. There's many more Muppets. 2 more just came out. I will show them to you later on. It's in another pile. 2 new ones that just came out, and I chatted with her on with her on Instagram, and she has others in the works. So this is the bag it's in. I also have some fabric with Waldorf and Statler that I need to make a bag of. Or bag with, I should say. What else did I stitch? I stitched on... Oh, I didn't pull out the picture. That's okay. I meant to, but it's called Peaceful Ponderings, and it's by Meridian Designs, and it's a Biscore new. So I have like half of it done. So there's some flowers here and beads, and then a little motif around here. But that's basically what it's going to be over on this side. The only thing I did was finish the frog. I think I'm just going to keep on powering through just a little bit at a time on this one. I don't know why it's not keeping my attention. On the picture of this, anyway, that doesn't show the back. And when I look at the pattern, the back has 4 pretty stitch heavy butterflies and then some flowers and stuff, and I feel like the bottom of a Biscore nude does not need to be that ornate, so I'm gonna figure out something else for the bottom just so I can get it finished, but I'll do that after I finish the top portion first. I ended up getting 130 stitches in to finish the frog, and then I just wasn't feeling it. This was one of those that I had shown before where I wasn't sure if I'd be able to finish it or if I wanted to stitch on it, and I'd give it another try. That was that pile of those. I think it'll stay in the mix just because it's a small, and I'll be able to finish it eventually. A little bit at a time, right? Okay, my new finish. Here's the story. My friend Janice, who is, I think, the Northern Stitcher, I can't remember what her Flosstube name is. She hasn't done a Flosstube in forever. So sorry, my yarn is coming undone. Her and I were on Virtual Stitchers the other night, and it was just her and I at the end of the night, just the last of us on there. And she said, hey, I was watching a YouTube, and it's Terry Lee Crafts and Joe Gregory. They're 2 Flosstubers. So she gave me the link to the Terry Lee Crafts, and basically what those 2 are doing is what they're calling WIP War, and it's the game of war used with cards, and they picked the same pattern to start, got it kitted up, and then they each have a deck of playing cards. Basically what you do is you flip over a card, and whoever wins gets to stitch more stitches. For instance, one draws a 7, one draws a 4, right? So the number cards are times 10 of their number. And for Janice and I, we decided the ace and the 10 are both 100 stitches. Then queen is 200, king is 300, and joker is... Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back. So the number cards, 10 is 100 because times 10. Then ace is 100, jack 200, queen 300, king 400, joker 500. We're still trying to hash out if it's over 500 stitches, how we're going to do that, because that's a lot of stitches. So, okay, so she draws, let's just go with what we drew already. How about that? She drew an ace. That's 100 stitches. I drew a 9. Ace beats a 9. So she wins the hand. So she gets to stitch 190 stitches. I only get to stitch 90. After we did our stitches, we were basically doing little video clips of, okay, here's my next draw. Because honor system, if you're friends, you don't want to cheat. She drew an 8. I drew a 10. So I got to stitch 180 stitches. she stitched 80. The latest, and right now it's going quick because that's what we want to stitch on. We just flipped over again. I drew a 10, she drew a 6. So now I will stitch 160 stitches and she'll stitch 60. The aim of the game is to finish the pattern first. So you want to finish the WIP first. So after she talked me into it, I said, well, first of all, I've got to buy playing cards because I had one deck of playing cards. They were Betty Boop. I made them into floss drops because I never use playing cards, right? So my Betty Boop cards are floss drops. So I figured it'd be great if I used them for this pattern. This pattern, we went on Etsy. I showed her one because we have some mutual interest in a lot of our things. We went on Etsy. We found a chart we both wanted to do. This one only has 4 colors, so 2 cards, 4 colors. All right. The chart we decided on is called The Fox of the First Snowflakes. And we found it on Etsy at Stitch Heart UA was the Etsy shop. Now, this isn't a good picture. On the Etsy site, they actually show it with the white background because all of this is just fabric. So this is just a, for instance, if you use a color fabric, if you use this color fabric, that's what it's going to look like. In the PDF, it also gives you 4 other colors on the last page of what it would look like. I decided white was good. I like the white. Right. I have done 270 stitches so far, and this is what it looks like. I started at the top, the front ear, and worked my way down, and then I'm working in the face. Janice has started at the bottom, and she's working across the bottom and up. So we figure we'll meet in the middle somewhere, right? And of course, I had to put my little fox needle minder on there. I think I still have some of those in my shop. And I am stitching mine on white 18 count Ada. I do believe, I don't know what count she's using, but she's using a fabric flare fabric. And it's got snowflakes at the top and light blue at the bottom. And she's decided that if she decides she doesn't like the blue showing through or it doesn't look right, she'll just stitch the white stitches in, not count, you know, in between waiting to stitch again. So for us, it's not going to be one of those, got to stitch it right away, got to stitch it right away. It's just, there's no pressure. No pressure. And I think it's going to be fun. So if you want to do it, I am horrible at explaining it. And if you want to hear it a little bit better, I will tag both of their Flosstube channels down below so you can watch their video to explain it better. What's next? I also have to stitch on for WIP Go. I have to stitch on Raven with Full Moon. I have not pulled that one out yet to stitch on there. I will get it done. It'll happen. I also have my Gridiron Grind is what it's called, and that's from Kim Hollenbeck. She started that whole challenge thing, and of course, my team is the Eagles. I chose to do 2 WIPs, and for each point, it's times 10, right? Yeah, times 10. So for each point, times 10. And I have not gotten in the stitches for Thursday's game. Boy, that was a nail biter. It shouldn't have been that close. It was crazy. It was a fist fight. It was stupid. Anyway, so, but for the previous preseason games, I did get some stitching in. And my 2 WIPs are Space Traveler, which is this one. It is a retired chart from Heaven Earth Designs. And I ended up putting in, I don't even know where I stitched. I think I'm still trying to fill in everything around here, and I might have done some more up here. I don't know. It's hard to point out 100 stitches on a full coverage, but I did work on it, and I like showing it. So there, it looks good. I will be needing to put more stitches in on it. Matter of fact, I should get those stitches in before Sunday, because we play the Chiefs on Sunday. I have my other, that's my full coverage WIP. I also have a non-full coverage for it, but it's at the bottom of this pile. The other day, I haven't stitched a lot because I was working on bags, okay? And I just wanted to get the bags done because I still have to do the Halloween bags. So that's all of those are cut out. I just need to cut out the fleece and the vinyl, which doesn't take me too long. And I need to start ironing and get them done because I want to get them done by the end of the month, which gives me 2.5 weeks. I should be able to get that done because everything else is done on the bag. So I think the first week of October, I will be mailing out the mystery Halloween packages. But since I did that, when I get into that mode, I don't stitch a lot. So there was a few days where I really didn't stitch. And then the past few days I've actually been stitching. So the one day I wanted to stitch, I decided to pull out my Modern Folk embroidery, put a bird on it, because I am behind. I was doing good. The beginning of the year, I was really doing good. And then I hit this one and it just took me longer than it should have. I've said in the past, I think I said there was 21 motifs. So I pulled 21 different colors from Vicky Clayton Silks. And then with what they call big blue, no matter what color it is, it's big blue. I ended up pulling yet another color to go with that. So each color is only getting used on one motif. This motif that I'm working with now is being stitched on with Be Moiled, it's called. And let me get my board. I'm almost done that motif. It was really tight over here the other night. I didn't think I'd be able to get in there, but I did. So I have over half of that. Would you stop whining? Here. Shh. I have over half of that motif done. And so I have that big flower. And then this stuff. Not too bad. I'll get there. It's not going to be done for December. It's fine. I'm not too disappointed. I wish I could have kept up with it just to get it done and over with, but, you know, best laid plans. Put that over here. Okay, and then my second WIP that I'm stitching on for the gridiron grind is my non-full coverage, and that is Philly Special, and that's from Spooky and Steve on Etsy. So I did put those stitches in, and it's looking pretty good. Here is what it is going to look like, and if you see, now I do have the football and the arrow totally done over here. I have all the lettering done. And it looks like I should probably take this off the Q-snap and move it over, because I have from there on over to do now. I think, let me see real quick. It is in my Markup XP, and for some reason, Markup XP added a lot of ghost stitches to it, and I don't understand why, because it was a PDF, so it shouldn't have. But that's fine. Load, please. It takes a minute to load. Cue the music. Okay, so as far as the stitches goes, I only have 445. The score for this week was 24. So I have 240 stitches to do. That'll only leave 205 stitches left. And I do have a backup plan for when this one's done. But with the phantom stitches, it says I have 1,292 stitches left. Like I said, I don't understand. I did find out where they're at. They're at the bottom somewhere. But as far as stitches on the chart, it's only 445. I'll get 240 done before this weekend is out, and we'll be good. I have the Raven to stitch on, the Raven with full moon to stitch on for WIP Go, okay? And I have to do 300 on that. Now, for Whippagories, I did choose for Whippagories, well, at least 4 of them, and I figured I'd just throw a random one in for the 5th, and I haven't. I'm looking. Okay, so I got some stitches in because for nautical, I put in Peaceful Pondering. It's a pond. That's nautical, right? For PDF, I put Mandela Dragonfly, so I got to pull that out and work on that. I tried to put in some of the stuff that I knew I wanted to get finished too. Released in 24-25, I put in Extraordinary Birds, the Extraordinary Bird sale, because I want to get more in on that. And then for full coverage, I mean, I could have chosen just Space Traveler, but no, I pulled, I think I want to do Waterhole Guardians. I'm not quite sure. I might just go the easy way out, but we'll see. I'd like to get more done on Waterhole Guardians. And then there's Stitcher's Choice, and that's the one that's just going to be whatever. Now, I have a giveaway. I was going through stuff, and I decided this has been sitting forever in a bag, and I thought I was going to do it. I planned on starting it a few times, and I just don't feel like it. So we're going to do a giveaway, and this is, his name is Snowden, and it's one of the wool whimsies from Heart and Hand. It's the whole entire kit. It's got the threads, the wool, the buttons, the fabric. I don't know if it's got a needle, so you deal with it. So it comes just in this little Ziploc thing, and the keyword on this will be wool, W-O-O-L. And then I have the fabric from, if you remember, I showed you that here it is. Belinda had sent me stuff, and this is one of the things she sent me, was kitted up. It's called Fantasy Elf Fairy from Lenart. And it came with this fabric. I don't want to stitch on this gauzy fabric. I think it's either 30 or 32 count. I can't remember. But I'm going to give it away because I won't stitch on it, and I'm sure somebody would like to stitch on it. There's a lot of people that do like the gauzy fabric for whatever they're stitching on. It's a good white. You do have to pick out the stitching, so if you would like for me to send this to you, go ahead and comment with fabric. Fabric's going to be the keyword for that one. All right. Plans. I have plans for this month, somewhat, okay? I want, right now, let me start out by, right now, my active WIPs are at 65. And that's with my new start. 65. Do I need a whole bunch more? No. But out of these 65, there's some that I just know that are going to go into hibernation for now. For whatever reason. There's reasons, right? Well, I have options to start stuff. This is one of them. I figured I'd share them with you. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Okay. Let's close up some stuff. I have pulled a bunch of things to start. One of the things I might start, now these are all maybes. If you have anything that you think, oh, you really need to start that, definitely comment below. Strawberry Scissor Foam. I just gotten that one. That's from Lucy Bean. And this is the kit. This is still on there because I need to put it in with my finishing stuff. I finished Wizard of Oz. I asked Lisa Silver Stitcher what I should start next, and I showed her the little Stitcher things that I've kitted up, or I have charts that I hadn't kitted up, but I had the charts, and she chose Mary Poppins. So that's the next one that's going to be started. So that's an option. Then I have, this is my little Mill Hill on the go small. And the next one I want to start, because it's all ready, is coffee. I love coffee. So that's another possibility. I've got a bunch, guys. There's a bunch. Then there's Old Stitchers Never Die. That's a Long Dog Sampler. Old Stitchers Never Die. I love that one. Then there's Reflections on a Grecian Urn from Ink Circles. Throw in a little Christmas Jingle My Bells. I love that. It just cracks me up. This one I'm putting to the side because I do believe that's going to be a start in October with other people. Then there's this Jardin Privé, Be You, Just You. This one I have gone back and forth with, and then I saw it fully finished, like framed and everything at the cupboard one time, and I just had to buy it. So that one's kitted. I think I might have to pull the threads for that, but that's easy enough. This is one that I bought at, I forget the name of the place, but it was in Lancaster. And I think it's really cute. This one's called Lovebird. And then I've been wanting to stitch on this one forever. This is from Park Hopper Bart. It's Wakanda Forever. So I kitted this one up. I want to get that started soon. I have these two kits from Ink Circles. I bought them from Sassy Jacks. Colorful World, Spotted Skunk, and Striped Skunk. So those are possibilities. Put them in this bag. Then I have Autumn Song from Blackbird. I have one of these available, by the way. I love this bag. That's a newer one. Then I have Candy Corn and Pumpkin. This is Stitches with Ethel. Candy Corn and Pumpkin. And then I have all the... Do I have the fabric in there too? I do. Oh, this is going to look good. Want to see? So, first of all, it's the Modestly Sized Red Ship of Life from Ink Circles. Modestly Sized. Can I just tell you that this is huge? And here's the colors that I'm going with. This is going to be all the red, of course. And then there's a little bit of blue. There's like a band of blue there and there. So that's going to be the blue. And then here is the fabric that I chose. It's from Lap and Loops. It's called Crypt Cloth. And with as big as this is, I may even buy this again from Ink Circles just to get the PDF. That could be a possibility. So I can put it in either Pattern Keeper or Markup XP. Other contenders. Another contender would be Fluent in Fail Language or Kiss My Derriere. One of those two. because those are kitted up from the retreat I went to. And then I have Scary from Shepherd's Bush. I was told that the best way to stitch this is turn the chart upside down and the bag upside down. That way you can reach in and stitch. Contender number 7000. Who Let the Frogs Out? And that's from Heartstrings Samplery. This one, you can't see the stitching. So I went with more of a contrast. Shush. We had just gone out, by the way, guys, before I started videotaping, recording. My age is showing. So, Who Let the Frogs Out? Then I have Witches in the Air. This one's really cool, guys. This is from Not Forgotten Farm. And I think I'm just doing that. Yeah. On this funky fabric. Look at that. And with, did I pick silks for it or not? No, I just picked some DMC 310. I ordered a box of DMC from Sammy J at Tiny Hummingbird Stitchery, so she put that order in for me because it's all okay. This is all Jessie Marie's fault. I did buy this a while ago, but she started it, and it's been front lobal, I guess, top of my head. So I decided to kit it. Now, I've decided also to do it in browns, because coffee, right? So I'm doing 33.71 on 18 count oatmeal. I don't know if you could see how it's oatmeal-y. And then, of course, I've got my Dunkin' Donuts minder there. So I think this might get started this month. I don't know. All these are possibilities. Your guess is as good as mine. If you have any that you strongly believe I should start, definitely say something. And then this thistle down that I got recently, I picked Atomic Ranch Oz to put that on. Nice light green. But wait, there's more options, guys. Little Christmas, these little Christmas cows, they make me laugh. Look how cute they are. All right, to the beach and back. Halloween Resurrection. Butterfly. Heartstring Sampleries. My scissors, my rolls. I feel like I should start this. I'm sure it's going to be quick. Famous last words. It's all one word. It's all one color, right? All my friends. It says all my friends live under the sea. I have the board. I need to stitch that. Coffee House Witches. That's a new one I just got not too long ago, and I think it's going to look great. The green and the black. And then another, avalanche. Another Stitches by Ethel. Black Cat Moon. That's a small, right? Here's another smaller one. Waiting for the Harvest. From Blackbird Designs. And then Buttons Black from Plum Street Sampler. Woo, button black. And Sweet and Twisted. But I chose this green sparkling instead of the blue. So those are the options. We shall see which ones I've decided. I have all that crap to put away. Hang on, let me just move some of this because I need to show you what I've gotten in the mail recently. I have a big satchel. Matter of fact, I think I bought this at Michael's. Look at that. The size of that bag. It's full. It's full of these. I can fix it better later, right? Guys, I treated myself because I've been crocheting more lately, and I have yarn from like the late 1900s, so it gets beat up. If anybody works with yarn, you know, if you use a skein or a portion of a skein from moving around from bag to bag and everything like that, it starts to unravel or get loose and starts to get knotted and stuff. So I've been wanting one for a while, and finally I bit the bullet and I bought a yarn winder. It's an electric one, and these skeins were falling apart, and look, it's a nice cake now. Like, this is a smaller bit, and those are the colors I made that hat with, by the way. So I'm gonna put this. I wasn't sure. I was skeptical that it would work, and because I had gotten a hand winding one from Amazon. Did not like it. It didn't work great at all. The tension sucked. It was trying to fall apart while I was winding it. 0 stars, do not recommend. And I decided I just had to get the electric winder. I think they had the Kato winder, and I don't know if this is Kato because I don't see that name on here. No, it doesn't say that on here. This says electric winder. So they had the Kato one, and I saw on Amazon where it was like $45. Sorry. And I was like, that's kind of pricey. Sorry. It's really pricey. I don't know. So I kept an eye out. Came across one on TikTok, and that's where I ended up ordering it from. I think it ended up being $35 with the taxes and everything, and free shipping. So I bit the bullet and bought it. Excuse me. It's enough of that, guys. I am not sad that I bought it. It just makes things so much better. I was able to cake up, I don't know if you're a crocheter or a knitter, the smaller balls that don't start from the center, it was so nice to be able to, like the cotton ones, especially that I've been using for the little mug rugs / jar openers. Those wind from the outside. I was able to cake that up and use it from the inside. So it was a good investment. What else have I gotten? I was on Mercari. Stay away from there, guys. It is dangerous. But I'm not mad. I got good deals. I don't even remember how much they were, but they were pretty decent prices. I bought this. Look how cute they are. I don't know if I'm going to do it on the Ada, though. I might put it on... I like it on the white because this isn't stitched. So, but I do have some white evening weave. Maybe I'll just do it on the Ada anyway, just to make it easier. But it's adorable. It's the whole kit. And then I've seen this forever. This is an old kit, and I've always liked it. So I'm going to throw it across the room. That's how much I like it. And it is, what do they call it? Cheap Entertainment. CHEEP Entertainment. Guys, it's so cute. This one's on, I do believe it's 18 count. Does it say 18 count antique white Ada? I might keep it on there. I don't know. I'm going to look and see if it has any fractional stitches. I will change that out in a minute. I told you Fiddlesticks AU was up to something. Well, on her website only, not on the Etsy. Just go to the website. She doesn't get the Etsy fees, guys. She has a lot more charts on her website also. And the prices are nominal for especially those in the US. $3-4 a chart. It's worth it. So she came out with 2 more Muppets. It's Gonzo the Great. As soon as, I think, was it EJ that sent me? Either EJ or Gina sent me a link, and I went and bought it right away. So, Gonzo, and then we've got Scooter. So, it was a double happy moment, and of course, I went and bought them right away, and I messaged with her, and I know she's looking into doing Dr. Bunsen. There's a few of them that she's trying to get into. So I told her she's got to do a chicken to go with Gonzo now, right? Now, I mentioned Mercari, but good things happened. So Vera Bradley came out with an NFL version of her travel totes. And if you buy Vera Bradley brand new, you know that they can be pricey. I mean, it's not Coach, but it's still pricey. For somebody that only spends like $35 on a purse and probably no more, that, you know, they're very pricey. But they have an Eagles travel bag, and I travel, so I can use the bag. And I saw it, and I really, really wanted it. And it was $145. And I was like, so that stopped me from buying it. Well, Frank can never figure out what to buy me. He says I'm hard to buy. Because I just, if I want something, I get it. Well, I don't have those kind of funds, but you know what I mean. If it's cheap enough, I'll buy it. So, he said, don't get it. I will get it for you. I was like, okay, fine. Vera Bradley had a sale. You know what was not on sale? The NFL bags. Fine. I was shopping on Mercari, and I came across someone that was selling said NFL bag, the duffel, and they had it at like $100, I think, somewhere around there. And I thought, oh, well, that's cheaper, but I can't buy it for myself. So I held out, but I saved it, like, you know, you like it. Well, when you like things, sometimes they will go and give you a discount. So she made me an offer. And I missed the offer because it only lasts for 24 hours. I don't check Mercari all the time. I missed the offer. But I had a hunch that I could make the offer back to her, because you can send an offer for something. And I went and talked to Frank. I was like, hey, remember when you said you wanted to get me this bag? And he's like, yeah. I was like, well, I can get it cheap. $86 and change, plus shipping. He's like, well, then go get it. So I made her the offer, which was the original offer that she gave me. And she took it, and it cost me $101. And if you think about it, Vera Bradley's going to charge you shipping. So I saved her $50. And it came in the mail yesterday. Or the day before. And here is my Eagles bag. Isn't it lovely? It's got the strap. The big strap. I usually don't use that over the shoulder one. It's got netted pockets. I'm trying to see. Netted pockets inside. Pockets on each end, pocket on the front, and a zippered pocket on the front. I wonder if it has a zippered pocket inside. No. But that's fine too. And look how long those straps are. Oh my god. It's excellent. Most excellent, guys. I am very happy with that purchase. So, now, what else came in the mail? Well, Stitch Me had a sale. And I was going to get fabric, and I had picked out this really pretty fabric, and I was like, I want to get some silks. They were on sale. I decided not to get the fabric because I couldn't decide on what I was going to put on it, and I figured, you know what, I have a lot of fabric I need to use more of, and if I really need it, I could always get it later. The fabric wasn't on sale. I would have had to wait for it anyway, because it wasn't ready. But the silks were. So I did some shopping, and because she was doing the anniversary thing, she also sent some free stuff. So what did I pay for it? I bought 3 skeins of the black, and I packed a skein away for Gina because I wanted her to try them. And then I bought 5 skeins of, what's it called? Siren, because this is one of my favorite colors. I have no idea what I'm going to use it for. Probably like an ink circles or something. And then I don't have any gray silk, so I decided to get this. It's called Seal, and it's more like a green gray. But, so I bought those. And she sent a sample silk pack. Thanks for supporting Stitch Me. Guys, 5 10-yard skeins. This one's called Troll, Chains, Moon, Smoke, and Blue Slate. So there's even more gray there, like a couple different shades of gray to go along with the one that I got. Very happy with that. Stitch Me outdid themselves. They did a bunch of giveaways. I can't even imagine how many. I don't remember how many items total it was, but there was a lot. When I tell you, there were a lot that she put up on her group. And I think the deal was she was putting it up to show you, but it didn't matter if you commented it or not. If you had bought anything in the last 6 years that she was open, then you had a chance to win. So if for any reason you have bought from Stitch Me, check your email or check her group and see if you won, because I think she put a list up. I did not win, but I did get free silk when I bought some silk, so I'm not mad. I'll put that to the side. Also, I don't know what I want to do with it, but I found on Amazon they had some 28 count. It was really cheap, guys. I think I bought, it was $25 for 2 yards, and it's the wide yards. 28 count even weave. Oh, it's not continuous. Okay, that's fine. But it's 29 inches by 50 something, 52, 54 inches. And it's just white. And since I have, okay, my thinking behind this is, I have the Ronnie Rose. I have the Stitching Jewel Designs. And I have a couple of other things that are going to need white. And even weave is my go-to. Plus, I wouldn't mind, because some of the stuff I've been looking at to stitch. Lately, when I kit, I've been going towards some more neutrals. So I was also thinking I could always cut a piece and do like a coffee tea dye thing. So 2 yards. It's on Etsy. Just look up like 28 count even weave. They have 32 count. They have 16, 18. I think I did get some 16 recently. Or 18. But that just came in the mail like yesterday. And that's it for purchases, because Lord knows I didn't need to buy anything else, right? Let's wrap up with showing you some of my recent bags. This is the most recent batch now. I won't be doing another batch for a while because I need to do the Halloween bags and get those out. And towards the tail end of me finishing up those bags, literally I have the zipper pulls done for them. So it's not even, I don't even have to stop to do zipper pulls before I send them out. So when I know I'm going to be finishing up those bags, then I will put the choices for the next batch of bags available up on my group. Okay. So out of this batch, it's a lot of Halloween-y stuff because 'tis the season. I have one of these available. There's a whole bunch of Halloween sayings with some swirly stars. Then I have some witchy crystal clairvoyant type esque, and moons and stars. Then I have some pumpkins, and I put that same star fabric in there. I thought it went well with it. Star moon fabric. I have fall. It's a pumpkin with pumpkins. I don't want to unzip and show the pulls, sorry. I have one of these available. This is really cute. And then it's got some pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns in there. I have 2 of these fox bags, which is more of an autumny. I have 3 of these purple moth bags, moth and moons and mushrooms. And it's got the moon phases on the inside. Got 3 of those available. I've got 1 of the Philadelphia Flyers. Somebody wanted flyers, so I made 4 of them. I took 1, Gina took 1, and the person that wanted it took 1. And then I have these skeletons, and they do have glow in the dark. I don't think you could sort of see the shading, but that will glow in the dark. And then it's got these fluorescent bats on the inside, which do not glow in the dark, but they're bright enough to glow in the day. And I have 3 of those bags. If you are interested in any of those bags, go ahead and join my Facebook group, which is Stitchnbutton. And I have those, and I have others on there. I also have some small bags, not in any of those fabrics. I have some small bags left over. I have a couple of the spool holders and some of the workbooks. And I am also thinking of doing a live. I'm not sure if it's going to be this weekend, next weekend. I'm not sure. We'll see. I got to see what I have as far as time. But I guess I can wrap this up now. I hope everyone is doing well. There's just the news has been barraging. I've been absolutely trying to just block out all the news. What's the name of that show? I started watching Brilliant Minds, which they're in their 2nd season, I believe, and that's with Zachary Quinto. It's sort of house-esque or house adjacent. And then last night I was on Peacock. Okay, so I only subscribed to Peacock because I need to watch the Eagles game. Otherwise, I'll get rid of it again. I can't afford the NFL channel. It's like $50 a month, guys. But I figured I might as well get some money out of my Peacock subscription, and I started watching Beyond Belief. It's an old show. I don't know if you guys remember that. And it started with James Brolin. And then it's got, I'm on like the next season where it starts with Jonathan Frakes, which he's always nice to look at. Anyway, so that's what I'm up to. And I did the crocheting of the hat, and now I need to get back into the sewing room and cut fleece and start ironing. I did buy myself a small steam iron because I've been using my heat press. It's a small heat press for like the Cricut stuff, but I bought a small steam iron for cheap to help with the smaller things that I iron. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be smelling like Best Press for a while. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm good. I'm good. I will see you. I'm looking at the calendar. Hopefully on the 24th. I'll be checking back, and cross your fingers. I have all those bags done, and I'm like, yay. And hopefully I get some stitching done. I hope you got some stitching done. And definitely comment below. What do you think I should start? Any ideas? Anything? Bueller? Don't forget, don't let anyone steal your sunshine. Bye.